Lopez wants it away. And it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the run. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza and the Mets lead 3-2. Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened! This is one of the great moments in the history of baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mets fans of all ages, here is your host, Nick Durst. Hello, Mets fans. Welcome back to another edition of Bleav in the Mets. I'm your host, Nick Durst. Make sure you're giving us a 5-star review if you're listening to the show and leaving a great review as well. And if you're on YouTube, of course, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Bleav in the Mets. Make sure you're locked in on all social platforms as well. And, of course, on the Bleav Network. So, coming on here today, really wasn't going to do the podcast this week because the Mets have been really bad. I mean, they're really tough to watch right now. And if I had to bet on it right now, I would bet that the Mets are not going to make the playoffs. As you know, I've been saying this since the offseason. People are drawing comparisons now between the 2023 team choking in May and really ending the season of the 2024 team. There's not a real comparison there because in 2023, the expectations were so high. Coming off the 101-win season, getting in Justin Verlander, we thought this team was going to go to the playoffs for sure. For me, I never thought this 2024 team was good enough for the playoffs. If you've been listening to the show all throughout the winter, I never got that vibe ever since they got rid of Buck Showalter and they couldn't get Count, so they bring Mendoza. It just felt off. So I would bet against the Mets, of course, making the playoffs right now. And of course, at this point, as we're talking about betting against the Mets, we have to remind everybody that Bet Online loves Bleav in the Mets. The show is brought to you by them today, and it's the number one source for all your summer sports this season for MLB, golf, NBA, and NHL playoff stats, all the latest stats, news, scores, and available to follow your favorite teams, such as the Mets. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, odds, and just about every sport out there is. So head over to the website today. Use your mobile device to get in the action. BetOnline is where the game starts. And big series is going to start this weekend tonight in Miami, where the Mets absolutely need to sweep that series if they want to keep things alive. Just absolutely pathetic against the Phillies. Lucky to come away with one victory last night, Thursday night. You thought, oh, Sunday, Nimmo with a big walk-off home run. And like, oh, he's going to miss time. He gets the walk-off pinch hit home run. From the injury, he was fine. They win the game. Lose the next three in horrible fashion. And then Nimmo's out with a stomach bug. That's what got him. And now he's out of the lineup again tonight. So no Nimmo in there. Thought that home run was going to carry them into some good momentum, have them win, but was not the case. And Thursday, they get the win. Lucky. Edwin Diaz not looking too good right now, folks. 3 out of 4 chances for a save. Last 3 out of 4 blown saves. Velocity and command seem off. Maybe he's got the yips if right there the fastball. I didn't anticipate that he was going to be like he was in 2022, coming off the injury, major injury, missed the whole year. But already doing on more home runs this year than he did in 2022, a full season. So got to be worried about Edwin Diaz for sure. And how much can this bullpen withstand? As I've been saying for weeks now, the starting pitcher is only going 5 innings. Eventually, that's going to catch up to them, the team, because the bullpen's going to be so taxed. The starting pitchers, they go 5 innings. They walk everybody. It's just been really rough to watch. Christian Scott on the mound tonight. Not too great in his home debut at Citi Field, but he was good at his first start, which was in his home state of Florida. Back to Florida tonight to take on the pathetic Marlins. The Mets absolutely need to sweep the Marlins if they want to really contend at all for the playoffs. But really, if they make the playoffs, really they're going to make a run. I think it would be hard to believe right now. I don't think they only have about 5 wins this month, I think. So not too great the way they've been playing. as we said, to May 17th. After Wednesday's debacle of a loss, the Mets, they held a crucial post-game clubhouse team meeting involving Lindor, Nimmo, Marte, and the trio discussed the importance of turning the season around quickly, learning from the disastrous May of 2023 that derailed their playoff hopes. And Carlos Mendoza, he got up, the manager. He felt compelled to address the team. His tone was reassuring. According to the players, they felt there was a much-needed response to a game marred with many errors. To 2 costing mistakes that led to 3 on our runs, and that contributed to the 3rd consecutive loss to the Phillies in that series. And those wanted to aim to refocus and energy the team. So lots of errors all season long. Joey Wendell, he's not hitting, and they DFA him about time. Should have just kept Luis Guillorme. And is this meeting going to do anything? I don't know. They responded, I guess, well, where they almost lost again. They blew the lead on Thursday night, but they got the 6-5 victory after Diaz blew the save. And like I said before, I mean, Lindor and Marte and Nimmo, they want to avoid the 2023, collapse again. But like I said at the top, in 2023, there was high expectations for the Mets. In 2024, more modest projections. Maybe at best, you're looking at 83, 84 wins. You sneak into the playoffs. But listen, the threat of another disastrous May is looming large, and there's a potential to end their playoff chances prematurely once again if they continue to play the way they are and lose games in the fashion they are. The team has got to be aware of the risk right now, and if they want to get the season back on track, they got to be determined to kind of turn things around. The coming weeks, there's no doubt about it. The coming weeks through May here is going to be crucial if the Mets strive to avoid repeating their mistakes of 2023, which of course was very rough. So playing the Marlins were pathetic. You need to sweep them. You should. I don't know if they will, but it should help that Tylor Megill is going to be back with the Mets. Still not confirmed he's coming back Sunday or Monday, but he's been sidelined with a shoulder strain since early April, and he exited that start against the Brewers on March 31st. After 4 innings of 1-run ball, we thought he was going to be good, and we needed him. So when his rehab starts, it's been pretty good. 1 earned run, 9 hits over 14 innings, .64 ERA, 23 batters struck out, and 1 walk issued. So they need that because the Mets this season have been struggling pitching-wise with giving up a lot of walks and are in desperate need of some stability. Lucchesi was really bad against the Phillies. Budo sent back to the minors because he walks everybody. Hauser has been a disaster. The team's left scrambling for starting pitchers right now. So let's get Megill back out there. And it's going to either be Sunday against the Marlins, we say, or Monday to start the set against the really good Cleveland Guardians team. So I'm hopeful, and the fans are hopeful that Megill's return will turn around the season, which has so far been marked by pitching woes, and provide the much-needed boost to the beleaguered rotation. So hopefully Megill could save us. Senga. They need Senga back desperately. Senga, he's cautiously optimistic. He's going to do a rehab assignment soon. I don't think we're going to see him before the 4th of July, but he's saying that his shoulder injury stemmed from mechanical issues during spring training, something he's never experienced in Japan or in Major League Baseball last season. So his focus is lying addressing the mechanical issues before diving into live game action. He set to throw the ball. He was going to throw a bullpen session this past Wednesday, which I guess he did, and he was going to closely monitor his mechanics. Haven't heard since then what's going on, but if he felt physically well, he anticipated that he was going to progress to live game action for rehab assignment sooner rather than later. So got to figure he needs 4 or 5 starts. That's going to take us probably through June into July when you see him back. Listen, I'm anxiously awaiting his return. And his potential return is really what they would need if they want to make the postseason. They're going to need him to come back and be fantastic. And another thing to keep in mind here is that there is a great starting pitcher out there who the Mets had let go, and they could have had again and didn't want him. That is the American League ERA leader and potential Cy Young Award candidate, Seth freaking Lugo, who has been tremendous. Never wanted to get rid of him in the first place. He's leading the league with a low ERA right now. Last I checked, 1.66. He's proven to be a force on the mound. 6-1 record for the really good Kansas City Royals team. 48 strikeouts. A stellar .96 whip across 59.2 innings pitched. His resurgence as a starting pitcher, he was great with Padres last year too, really begs the question. Did the Mets let go of a potential star? The Mets decision makers have made a series of questionable moves regarding Lugo, initially shifting him to the bullpen, despite his success as a starter, that he couldn't pitch back-to-back days. So what was the point of that? And 2 years ago, they opted to let him go in free agency. The decision that appears to be a major blunder. Fast forward to right now, his performance speaks for itself, folks. Not only has he excelled in his role as a starting pitcher for the Royals, but he's also outshining every starting pitcher on the Mets roster. His dominance on the mound right now, it's elevated him to the status of potential Cy Young Award contender. And hey, wouldn't that be nice to have a Cy Young Award contender on the Mets right now? It would be. Last note I wanted to say here before we wrap up is that the new Mets black uniforms, I don't know why they're wearing them in the middle of the week, but they are really ugly. They needed that white. There was nothing wrong with the jerseys from last year and the year before where we had the white around the words. They look terrible. I just don't know what's going on there, but that's where we're at with the Mets right now. Not much positive. Make sure you're following Bleav in the Mets on all social media platforms and YouTube, of course, at BLEAVINTHEMETS. I'm on Twitter at Nick_Durst, and I'm on Instagram at Nick's Food and Stuff. And until next time, everybody, let's hope for the best. And let's go Mets.